What's up guys, back in the Konosuba video, and in today's video we are going to talk about our collabs good for Konosuba. Now before we get into the video, as always, don't forget to like and subscribe for more Konosuba content. We are on the road to 1k, we're getting there, so if you aren't subscribed already, hit the subscribe button, it'd be greatly appreciated. But let's get into the thick of the video. Now, collabs. So far on the global version we have had two collabs, which are the ReZero collab, which gave us Amelia and Rem, and then the Damachi collab, which gave us Belle and Eyes. For this video, I'm mostly just going to be talking about the actual new characters. I know I'm going to mention the costume collab characters, which are just like, Aqua in Estia's outfit or Megumi in Rem's outfit, but for the most part, we're talking about the new characters. Now, for a profit slash, game standpoint, collabs are pretty good. They can attract players who aren't a fan of Konosuba or, in general, whatever gacha it is. And, if you're a fan of Damachi or ReZero, you're probably going to give it a shot if you, were thinking about it before and you're like, oh, hey, I really like Eyes or I really like Amelia. Let me try out the game. And also, since Konosuba doesn't have reruns, some gachas do, I know, but since Konosuba doesn't, it's also an incentive to spend money. If you are a player who plays often or a little bit or all the time, you're probably going to spend money or are more likely to spend money since they are limited. So of course sales do pretty good during collabs. For me personally, most viewed videos are, happen to be collab videos, so obviously people are more interested in Konosuba when there is a collab. Now, on the game aspect is where it gets a bit tricky. While there should be more players playing and there's more incentive to play, there's probably more active players, more people spending money, all that kind of stuff on the collab, the units themselves can be an issue sometimes. They are normally pretty good, which can be good and bad for the game. Good as, if you pull a character, if you're just starting, you have a really strong character that can probably get you through some of the harder content, but it's a double-edged sword. So, as we know, ReZero Megumi is still good today. She's easily the best out of the ReZero collab. The ReZero collab, I think, is a month away. It came out like November 13th, 14th, I want to say. Something along the week of like 13th and 19th, I think. Obviously, I'm just going off of this year's calendar. Those dates are probably different that week, but I believe it came out around there. Now, ReZero Megumi being good a year after release is kind of crazy. It also kind of sucks because you can't get her anymore. That is the double-edged thorn, where she's extremely meta, but she can't be obtained anymore, so it's kind of like you had to play when the collab was out. But if you pulled her extremely strong unit, another good example of that is Eyes. Eyes is extremely good. People use her even off element. Of course, eventually she is going to age, as Amelia unfortunately isn't used as much as she was, but she was really good on release. And then Rem was unfortunately not the greatest. She's okay, but she has some issues with her kit. Belle is also still used for the cooldown cut, so not saying certain collab units don't have their uses, but they're normally pretty broken or just nothing too crazy. Same's gonna be with Overlord. They're gonna be crazy good, probably not as long as Eyes or the ReZero Megumi, but that's just because of the power creep is I don't want to say faster, but it gets a little crazier, at least on the JP side at the moment. So Eyes unfortunately not getting, or Ainz, sorry, the Overlord main character, unfortunately not having some of the cool OP skills. I'm not saying he's bad. He did unfortunately age a little bit. Still really good on the JP version. I smacked my mic, I apologize. But another issue with collab characters before we hop into the Overlord characters and kind of just like give you a general idea is their trials. The trials are pretty bad, unlike normal characters who have their base 5 for stats, their 7 for weapons, their 5 for their second ult, and then their 1.5 ult, which is their first ult with different buffs. ReZero and Damachi and Overlord and whatever collab is coming after that don't. They just have stats up, which isn't the worst thing, but it's obviously nothing crazy like a new ult. So they're kind of stuck with, you know, a bad ult or a good ult, depending on who they are. Now, jumping into the Overlord characters really quickly. As you can see, Ainz is still an A+ on the Japan version. By the way, this is in Qual's guide. Link in description as always. Shaltier is B tier. They were pretty much top of the meta when they dropped. Shaltier got replaced by Iris and Union, and then Aru replaced Ainz. Of course, they're still good, right? They just aged a bit. And then, sadly, it makes me real sad to say this, Albedo was never good. As much as I love Albedo, she unfortunately just did not get the memo that the free units for collabs were generally really good back in the day, and she started the trend of them being bad. I know, that sucks. But Ainz is extremely good. You know, self-heal, party, ult gauge charge, does more damage if the enemies are debuffed. His ult debuffs them. You know, self tier 3 magic attack buff and a tier 3 magic defense debuff to the enemy, so he can get his debuffs off. Albedo has a weird counter one, and then Shaltier has this cool armor that makes her faster apparently, and gives her physical attack and physical defense buffs. Like I said, the only reason these characters aged a bit faster than, you know, Eyes or Amelia is just because, you know, the sheer power of the festival units, because Shaltier and Ainz did get replaced by like Legendary Union and Megami and Legendary Aru. Those are legendary characters. If you don't have them or they're not out yet, I'm pretty sure they're still going to be top of the line. So that is kind of an issue with collab characters, is that most of the time they're so broken, if you don't get them you are suffering. I think Koala makes a note here that 6 months passed between Ainz and Legendary Aru, so it's pretty much 6 months of, if you didn't pull Ainz, you don't have the best Dark Mage in the game. So like I said, double-edged sword. Collabs make the game more money, get more people involved, so it's generally better for the game's atmosphere. But then once the collab leaves, it kind of hurts the game, because, you know, power creep issues. Of course, it's not a huge issue if you aren't super competitive, but it does take its toll if you are free to play or just did not have enough luck or money in that case to pull all the characters. Of course, let me know down in the comments what your thoughts are. Do you think collabs are good for the game and you like getting new characters, or do you think collabs are bad for the game because they're limited? You know, you didn't pull Megami, or you didn't pull Eyes or whoever it is, and you're like, I'm not gonna say salty, but, you know, obviously upset that you don't have the new unit. I know I've recommended Eyes in a ton of my videos or to friends, and they don't have her, and it's kind of like, oh well, you know, she makes this incredibly easy or gives you such an incredible score. It's just so unfortunate that you don't have them, or you weren't able to get them, or whatever your circumstance was, you weren't playing. So let me know down in the comments what your thoughts are. That pretty much is going to be it for the video. I just wanted to kind of get my thoughts about collabs out, considering Overlord should be coming next month or potentially not coming next month. Of course, if there's any new information, I'll let you guys know. But anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will catch y'all in the next video.